welcome to Sports Grind Season 3, Episode 3. My name's Tyler Wargo, and a lot happened this week in sports. We're going to be talking about MLB from yesterday and Week 1, which started in the NFL. And without further ado, let's start off with the excitement that happened in the MLB. Starting off, the Reds handled the Pirates in Pittsburgh 1-0. The Reds have more wins than losses with a record of 76-71. Reds have been hot, especially when Joey Votto's a veteran. He's been still looking hot. Brandon India, he's doing well for the team. Tyler Mahle had 4 strikeouts for the Reds, and Connor Overton had 3 strikeouts for the Bucks. Angels were also all over the White Sox as they won 9-3. Alex Cobb was the man to look at. He had 5 strikeouts, giving up only 2 walks. Alex Cobb, this guy's also a veteran. He was a former Ray, and now he's an Angel. Now he plays on the Angels. The Angels also have a lot of rookies on their team, and they're doing really well. As we saw, Jared Walsh got the job done as he had 1 RBI and 2 home runs. That guy was the man to look at. Ronaldo Lopez had 7 strikeouts for the Sox, but then gave up a lot of runs in the 4th inning, so that was not good. Athletics also looked hot, beating the Royals 7-2. Josh Harrison had 4 hits, 2 runs, and 2 RBIs. Josh Harrison, he's new to the Athletics, and he's been putting on a clinic lately. He's fast, he has a lot of steals for the team already, and, it's just been getting better for the Athletics. Perez also continues to hit for the Royals, as he had 1 home run and 1 RBI. Daniel Lynch gave up 9 hits, allowing only 1 strikeout. Daniel Lynch did not get the job done for the Royals. But, that's a guy that needs improvement for the Royals. The Royals, they're falling a little bit back in their division, but I think that they need to get their bats up and going in order to get into the postseason next month. Padres now have a 76-70 record after beating the hard-hitting Giants 7-4. Nando got it done with 1 home run, 2 walks, and 1 RBI. Padre relievers were also the best, as all of them worked a K or 2. Reliever Tony Watson gave up 3 runs in the 8th inning, and his sinker was not working out for them. He kind of was all over the place with his pitching selection. He was using the fastball, then he was going right from the sinker to the fastball again, and it was not working out well. He gave up a lot of runs. And now we also take you to the Baltimore, as the Yankees lost yesterday 2-3, but won the series 2-1 against the Orioles. Jordy Montgomery was stunning, allowing only 1 walk, having 12 strikeouts. The Yankees were also tied until Austin Hayes scored a run in the 10th inning. Cedric Mullins is now by far the best outfielder in my opinion. Now let's talk about Cedric Mullins. That catch he made in the outfield, that puts him up there for one of the best outfielders in the league right now. Not of all time, but for right now. He is unstoppable. He's good with his hitting, good with his defense. He robbed a home run and scored an RBI last night. Although the Orioles are not making it into the postseason, Cedric Mullins, Austin Hayes, and Trey Mancini are the guys that the Orioles need to keep and rely on. Those guys are the guys that can get the runs on the board for the Orioles, but we want to see them in the next seasons. We hope that they do well again. Interesting game in Philly as the Cubs held the 7-0 lead against the Phils until they lost it and blew it in the 4th inning, 17-8. The Phillies won and beat the Cubs. Now, why was Kyle Hendricks, a.k.a. one of the Cubs' best pitcher right now, gave up all those runs? It was because he was getting tired. After the 3rd inning, he was not feeling his pitch selections, he was not confident on the mound, and he completely gave it to Bryce Harper and Andrew McCutchen. Cubs need better relievers also, because right when they took him out, they gave up like 7 more runs, and that is awful to see from the Cubs. And they had poor communication with Contreras, so that's why they brought in Austin Romine. They took out Contreras, thought Austin Romine would do well. And Austin Romine still had bad communication with the relievers. And it was just all around a big disgrace from the Cubs, because they hadn't been doing anything. They scored 7 runs in like the 3rd inning, but then they gave it up. And then relied on their relievers, which did nothing. Poor communication with the catchers. Bryce Harper, though, was on fire mid-game as he had 2 walks, a 3-run home run, and drove in a run. So that was amazing. Bryce Harper continues to look hot. Nationals, Phillies, doesn't matter. He's always going to be stunning for the Phillies. Rays also started their series against the Tigers and won their game 5-2. Rays are also going into the postseason next month as their record stays high to 91-56. Tigers worked on their new starter, Tyler Alexander, as he had 4 strikeouts. He was not doing that bad until he started giving up runs. Tigers won't be making it into the postseason next month, but honestly, it's a build-up. It's a build-up season for them. They kind of have veteran players, and then they have new players, and they have a mix. So, allowing their rookies on the team is kind of great because that's someone that they can look up to and improve over the seasons. But for the Rays, catcher Mike Zunino had 1 RBI and a home run for the Devil Rays. So the Rays looking hot, but Tigers, it's a build-up. Stros took the dub, crushing the Rangers 12-1. Rangers are last in their division, but the Stros, they remain in first place in the AL West. Looking into next month, they're in a good spot. We should see a lot of action with Correa, Altuve, and Bregman. As for the Rangers, it's a build-up season. It's a build-up season for them as well. They also have rookies. They have Kiner Falefa, Garcia. They have new pitchers, new relievers to try out. So I don't think that this season was actually supposed to be theirs, even from the start. But I do think that it's a build-up season for next season. We should see the heavy bats from the Rangers next season, but just this season was not their year. But the Astros, they have a great infield. As I said, Bregman, Altuve, and Correa, they're working amazing, putting the runs on the board, doing well, getting those ground balls, and they're really making the Astros manager proud. And especially going into next month, we have seen the Astros play before in the postseason with their players, and I think they're going to have a nice run next month. We also take you away from MLB and now look into NFL Week 1. The Seahawks win in Indianapolis 28-16 against the Colts. Texans beat the Jaguars 21-37. Trevor Lawrence throws through 3 interceptions, and it really cost the Jaguars. We haven't really been seeing Trevor Lawrence do that bad in a long time. He's normally their star player, but seeing them give up that much interceptions was not good. But we also can look at the Texans defense and really say, well, Texans defense was aggressive defensively. They really wanted that win. I know the Texans couple seasons back, they were not good. So getting that win against Jacksonville and Trevor Lawrence is amazing for the team. Mark Ingram Jr. was a great piece to the Texans offense as he had 1 touchdown gaining 85 yards. Jaguars defense needs improvement. I feel that they have the offense, they just don't have the defense. And that's improvement that you need to work on over time. Because in the first half, they gave up a tally of 27 points, which is not good at all. Normally, you would even that out with the second half and the first half, but giving up all those points in the first half was just a blowout. Chargers beating Washington football team 20-16. We saw a lot of action from both sides. Justin Herbert threw 1 touchdown, giving up only 1 interception. And, I know that the Washington football team was bad last season, and I know they're still kind of being bad this season. They kind of started off this season losing. But I still have hope for them defensively. They're on my fantasy football team. I have lots of hope. I have high hopes for the Washington defense and for their offense. I'm not a Washington football fan, but, they're the underdog in this season, I feel. Especially with their good chemistry that they have. Eagles also manhandled the Falcons 36-6 in Atlanta. And also good game in Buffalo as the Steelers win 23-16 facing the Bills. I do find it funny though, because 7 points only came from Roethlisberger, and then the other points came from the kicker, Chris Boswell. So obviously the Steelers are going to rely on Chris Boswell this season, as well as Deontay Johnson. Now both kickers for both teams are no doubt the best kickers in the NFL. Steelers kickers, Bills kickers, they all put the points on the board. They never missed the field goal. But Josh Allen also had one touchdown gaining 270 yards. Josh Allen, he is stunning for the Bills. He's actually one of the Bills' best QB that they've ever had, in my opinion. The Bills, last season to this season, they are just in shock about how well they're doing and how well their defense and offense is working out for them. It's good to see for Buffalo fans. 49ers beat the Lions 41-33 in Detroit. 49ers relied on Garoppolo and Trey Lance as they both threw a touchdown. Eli Mitchell was the man to look at in the game as he had 104 yards with 1 touchdown. Chiefs won facing the Browns at home 33-29. Now look, I feel that Baker Mayfield could have been playing better. He threw no touchdowns. He had poor communication with his receivers and rushers, and I feel like he could have done better. because in the past Baker Mayfield has helped the Browns efficiently, but last game he was not at all. Mahomes continues to play well, and yes, hate me or not, I still think this is going to be his year. The reason why I say this is because they kept the same players that they did last year, and they went really far with them, especially with Travis Kelce and Clyde Herrera. Travis Kelce, as we said, has 2 touchdowns, gaining not much of 76 yards. Travis Kelce, he's just amazing on there. He's just unstoppable. Him and Mahomes work perfectly on the field, and I feel like without them, without those 2 key players, we wouldn't be seeing the Chiefs as they are today. Close game, but good game between the Patriots and Dolphins, but the Dolphins came out on top, 17-16. Dolphins start their record with a win, 1-0. After seeing Mac Jones, I do have confidence in him playing well now that they have dropped Cam Newton due to him not liking the distractions on the field with other players. But he's very aggressive and shows passion with the Patriots, and I really think the Patriots are going to rely on him the next further seasons to come. Patriots defense also worked really hard, putting down Tua Tagovailoa as he had 1 interception, throwing only 1 touchdown, relying on his kicker Jason Sanders. Jason Sanders, of course, had more points in that game as he had a total of 11 points for field goal. Broncos start off strong, tackling the Giants 27-13. And now we get to my game of the week, which was the Saints and Packers. And as a Saints fan, I absolutely enjoyed watching that game. I loved seeing them win 38-3 against the Packers. I never saw the Packers lose that much against the Saints. But a lot of those teams do start off the year really bad. And as much as I want to say that the Packers were doing really well last season, this could be actually their deficit season. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, the Buccaneers started their season last season doing really bad and they ended up winning the Super Bowl. Well, let me tell you, the Packers are like, they have veteran players who are getting old. Like, is Aaron Rodgers getting too old for the NFL? I say yes, he is. As much as a lot of people don't like seeing that, a lot of Packers might hate me for saying that, but Aaron Rodgers, when you can't give up that much points, I don't care if you're a veteran or not, giving up that much points against the Saints is just terrible. And I'm really impressed with the Saints' defense. They handled Aaron Rodgers really well, especially him being really strong offensively. And will this be Jameis Winston's year in the NFL? I think so, because last season, we kind of benched Jameis Winston and had him watch from the sidelines, and now him coming onto the field, it's mind-blowing. I didn't think he was doing this well at all, and it's just great to see, especially from Jameis Winston really proving himself, and he can really prove that he's a starter. So put Taysom Hill on the bench and start Jameis Winston, because this is his season, baby. Winston threw 5 touchdowns, allowing no interceptions. Like, you hear that? No interceptions to the Packers. Packers defense was doing terrible. I just don't know where to start. I mean, the Packers were just kept quiet all that game, and that was just something that the Packers fans just don't like seeing, and they also don't like hearing the fact that Aaron Rodgers is getting old. So, Jared Goff also threw 3 touchdowns. Vikings lost to the Cincinnati Bengals 24-27, and the game went to overtime. It was a close game. Now, who is better, Dalvin Cook or Adam Thielen? Adam Thielen, in my opinion, is by far better than Dalvin Cook. I feel like Dalvin Cook, he is a veteran player. He just lost his touch over time. Adam Thielen, though, continues to play great for the Vikings. He's playing really well offensively. He works well with Teddy Bridgewater. Now, Dalvin Cook had 1 touchdown. Adam Thielen had 2 touchdowns, gaining 92 yards. Joe Burrow is also outstanding for the Bengals, as he loves working with all of his receivers and rushers. He helped Jamar Chase and Joe Mixon have over 115 yards. So the Bengals, they definitely improved over the year. I'm definitely going to say they definitely worked on their team in the in the preseason. And I want to say that things are getting good for Cincinnati this year, and I think we should see a lot from them. Jets also lost to the Panthers 19-14. Another bad season for the Jets. I'm going to answer that question. Yes. Sadly. You guys just lost touch over the years. You guys just need better players. You guys kind of made no changes over the course of the year, and I feel like we need to see more from you guys. And now Corey Davis, though, he's the only best guy that the Jets can rely on right now. He actually carried the team, having 2 touchdowns with 97 yards. And that's sad. The Jets having to rely on one player is just not good at all. You need to have a variety of players you can look at, just like the Chiefs. But the Jets are not finding their players at all, and they're just too much of a soft team. Panthers brought out most of their kicker, Ryan Santoso, as he had 7 points altogether for field goal kicking. Cardinals beat the Titans 38-13. Kyler Murray continues to play great. By far one of the best Arizona quarterbacks they've ever had in a long time, as he threw 4 touchdowns. Isaiah Simmons and the Cardinals defense played amazing. But what does this mean for the future of the Cardinals? I mean, will they continue to play this great? I think so, because last season they played just as well with the same players, and they're like the Chiefs. They have a variety of players they can look up to. Isaiah Simmons doing really well for the defense. Kyler Murray doing really well for the quarterback, for the offense. He's working really well, having a great chemistry for the team. And I really think they're going to have a good season just like last season, but Arizona just didn't go far in the postseason. I know a lot of fans out there just want to see the team go farther in the postseason this year, and it's going to be a challenge for them. Tannehill didn't play great, and I feel that Julio Jones also lost his touch ever since he got traded from the Falcons. We haven't really been seeing him play well preseason and regular season wise. I feel like he's going to have to improve with the team, work with the team more, and I just feel like he did really well with the Falcons, and he just lost touch over the years. Now let's take you over to in Los Angeles, as the Rams handled the Bears 34-14. Jared Goff threw 3 touchdowns as he quickly found chemistry with his offense and worked well with TJ Hawkinson. Big game in Vegas as the Raiders. Now this game was the game of the week in my opinion. This got a lot of people hyped. Ravens versus the Raiders in Vegas. Ravens lost 33-27 in overtime. Big game. I know Ravens fans. They're that fan base that thinks that their team is still better than the Raiders, even though the Raiders beat them in overtime. But what I do want to say is that the Raiders, this could be their year. I remember a couple seasons back, the Raiders were not really well when they were in Oakland, but ever since they touched down in Vegas, they've been playing really well. And I really think that this could be Derek Carr's in the Raiders season. And Derek Carr, he's finally out of his slump. I remember a couple seasons back, he was fumbling the ball everywhere. He was all over the field, in my opinion. And he finally kept his cool now. He's playing really well with the Raiders. Derek Carr threw 2 touchdowns, and 1 touchdown was to Darren Waller. Darren Waller is just a great guy. He's a great receiver. And I feel like him and Derek Carr are really working out together on the field really well. I still believe the Ravens defense is just as stunning, as Patrick Queen had 6 tackles and 3 assists. Patrick Queen, of course, is carrying the Ravens defense. He's the guy to look at defensively for the Ravens. And then lastly for the show, we have that yesterday was the start of week 2 in the NFL as the Giants lost 30-29. This was an upset for the Giants. I feel like that they both are equally. I feel like both teams are equally matched. The Giants and the Washington football team. A lot of people can agree with me on that. But yeah, it was a tough game. You guys got a flag after the field goal kicker missed the field goal. You guys could have won that. But then you guys lost by him making the second field goal. But now look. Say that the Washington football team is terrible compared to the Giants. But I really want to say that they're equally matched. I feel like that game was evenly matched. I don't think that there were any. I think the referees were not bad at the game at all. I feel like they were doing just as well. There was nothing bad about them both. And yeah, Dustin Hopkins still needs improvement. But 12 points for the kicking got the job done. So that's good to see. But Dustin Hopkins still needs improvement. That wraps it up for the Sports Grind Season 3, Episode 3. My name's Tyler Wargo, and I'll see you guys for Week 2 NFL and MLB next week.